Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Stop by Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off select paints and stains May 2nd through the 12th. It's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Refresh your home inside and out with colors that make every space feel brand new. From cozy interiors to stunning exteriors, we've got the perfect shade for your next project. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
When your company earns unlimited 2% cash back on all purchases with Capital One, that's serious business. So Stephen at SandCloud got a serious business card, the Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One.
We used our 2% cash back to help build our retail presence.
Savvy, Stephen.
And we get big purchasing power, so our business can spend more and earn more.
The Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/SparkCashPlus.
From the Fifth Quarter Studio in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to the Coaching Youth Hoops Podcast.
They're playing basketball. Basketball.
Here's our hosts, Steve Collins. And Bill Flitter.
All right, welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops. Coach, how are you?
Awesome.
Part 3, baby. Part 3.
Yeah, this is part 3 of our parent
mini
series. Final episode. As we've said in the previous 2, if you've been listening, and if you haven't, go check them out. The other 2 episodes on handling parent expectations, or this one's on parent expectations. But dealing with parents, collaborating with parents, kind of changing your mindset and how do you deal with parents. But it was the number one issue that's come up in our Facebook group that coaches have, and that's holding them back and holding teams back and players back is parents.
Right.
So we wanted to take it head on, give you some advice, hopefully that we've learned over the last number of years.
He doesn't want to say 50 years because he knows it makes him old.
And the reason why Steve wears a hat all the time is covers up his gray hair that he's gotten from all the parent discussions. So,
all right, but let's talk about our sponsors first, Coach.
Yeah, coaches, go check out the Game Changer. It's a free app. Go to gc.com/coaching youth hoops. If you're a stats junkie, you want the number of rebounds per possession, points scored per individual, etc., and so on, go check it out. It's an app that has not only stats, but you can record games. So if grandma can't make it to a game, mom and dad can't make it to a game, they can stream it live. Go to gc.com/coaching youth hoops.
All right. So let's talk about what you're talking about, navigating kind of parents and behavior. And so
managing their expectations, right? The classic, I think my son, daughter should be playing more minutes. I think they should be, in the NBA, in the 5th grade.
Right.
We're trying for a college scholarship in the 6th grade.
Yeah.
Right. So setting, those on the unrealistic expectations, right? But parents have those of their kid, right? It's their baby.
It is.
So they're perfect.
Yeah. Right? They are. And they're protected. It's like mama bear. Mama bear will eat you before they let anything happen to baby bear,
Right. And that's the thing. I mean, why we can speak because we're a coach and we're parents. So we know, and we're parents of kids who play different sports or we're in different activities. So I get it. I get why you might have this anxiety about the coach, about the expectations of your child. You only want the best. You want them to be better than you were.
Right.
But you can't
Yes.
listen to them, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's yeah. I think every parent wants better for the next generation of their kids.
Yes.
So it's
And
hard for the coaches to kind of see that sometimes, I think.
yeah,
It's out of the bad behavior or parent behavior sometimes is out of I mean, it's not malicious. I think sometimes people think it's malicious. It's not always malicious.
yeah, no,
No.
it comes from a good place, right? Because they want to be better. They want their child to be better. They don't want them to struggle, right? They don't want them to be sitting on the bench. They want them to be having fun and be in the game, right? Um, so, they might get in your face about it a little bit or something, right? A lot of times you see where it just boils up over time, and then one little thing will set it off, and they'll be, causing issues in the stands, confronting you. But the biggest one, right, is what? Playing time. We all think our children should be in the game 100% of the time,
Right.
right? And it's a team sport. If every parent thinks their child should be playing, there's only 5 spots. So how do you deal with that? Right? How do you deal with those expectations of parents?
Right. Again, it depends on the level, especially at the youth level where you're kind of falling. So some are more recreational, some are more competitive, some are more young youth or elementary, so I think that's where you got to clarify, where in the spectrum are we with this team? That's where the expectations kind of fall following. I mean, that's kind of I've coached all those different levels, and the discussions you have change depending on where they are on that spectrum, I think.
Yeah. Well, I always think about this too. What is the difference? This is truly a question. I'm curious how you look at this. Pushing a player, or I'm a parent, I'm pushing them to be better, to succeeding, right?
Right.
Versus, causing anxiety in that player, right?
Right.
Where it's causing issues. And there is this fine line. So when do you, how hard do you, it's obviously an individual basis, but just, I struggle with that, right?
Yeah, I do too. I mean, it's yeah, it's the push to the point. I mean, and again, it's from someone that's taught a really long time. It's hard as a youth coach sometimes because you just don't know the kids well enough too. But it's like
Yeah, you're not
some
spending
kids
enough
you
time.
can push, some kids you might have them, they don't need the training wheels, and the other kids need the training wheels, or the other kids might need to start on a tricycle. Who knows? It's like every kid's different. So I think any generalization, I don't know if it necessarily works. But I think that's the issue we fall under is like, you want them to fail, especially in practice and stuff, because that's how you learn.
Right.
But I think that's kind of the issues sometimes we as coaches kind of fall under. It's like, well, at what point do we push them to, we don't want to break them.
We don't want to break them. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and I guess what I hear you saying is it's really based on the individual, and we should and know the individual child and what you can do.
You really got to
Right?
understand that. You do. Yeah, because every kid's different. I could start singing a song or something about how every kid anyway. But, yeah.
And do you think that the biggest issue here, the underlying issue when it comes to this expectations of parents, is they just don't want to see their child fail?
I think so. So yeah, I mean, I just think yeah, and it's okay. And as two former, I mean, we're still parents, but former parents of younger kids that are playing youth, it's hard to kind of see them. Yeah. But I think my son sometimes learned more from that than he did from success and the trophies and the winning. It's like sometimes it's the not playing or sitting on the bench, or I mean, there was times where he had to learn some of those tough those are tough lessons to learn,
Well,
you know.
yeah, and what I would always do with my kids too is I'd give them the language to use
Right.
and help them if they were like, "Oh, why am I sitting on the bench?" Well, let's figure this out together, right? And
Right.
then here's what you say to a coach, or here's how you approach the situation.
Yeah.
I didn't go in unless I actually never went in. I let them try to give them the tools they needed to get the answers that would maybe help
Right.
solve the issue. And that should be the role as the parent. These are learning experiences. It's why we do sports, is through the learning, and it's a safe learning environment.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I think that's what we're missing is we forget that it's a safe learning environment.
Right. It's where you can stumble and you know someone's going to pick you up.
Yeah.
So coach, let's give a big shout to Game Changer again here. We
Yeah,
love
coach is
them.
good. Yeah, go check out gc.com/coaching youth hoop. It's a free app. It'll save you a ton of time in your coaching journey. Uh, it collects stats, videos, team management. You can also live stream games. So any parent who or grandparent who are not able to attend a game, they can see it live. Go to gc.com/coaching youth hoops.
Boom. Yes. All right. What other things would you put into this category, coach?
Well, I just think that um, I think we just have to think through from the coach's perspective. Why is this person or why is this parent being like this? Like, why are they in my face? Why are they, right, asking for more playing time? Or, I had a situation where a parent was comparing their playing time to another person's playing time, and it differed by a minute. And they just felt like that wasn't fair.
Right.
And I was really trying to understand that. Why didn't they think it was fair when they're just like 1 minute off from someone else? And that was an issue that they had to deal with,
Right.
really, because they were comparing. She always compared herself to this other player. The mom did, and that was an issue that she had to deal with. But again, we don't want to. We want our kids to have the experience, have the exposure, not fail. But we sometimes just got to let them fail at the end of the day. Um,
Yeah. I mean, they do. They have to kind of experience that stumble, and that's how you learn. I mean, it literally is how you learn. Like as a math teacher, it's sometimes you got to do the problems and it doesn't work. And then you figure out what you didn't do. And then the next time you don't make that same, I mean, yes. So I think that's yeah.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely yeah, exactly. And I think again goes back to communication. That was the common theme across these three episodes on working with parents, changing your mindset and how you approach the situation. Remember, this is their little baby and they don't want them to fail. So how can you be empathetic to the situation? And start by having those discussions. It's setting again, if it's playing time issue. But I think the one thing that I heard, and I haven't done this, and I really want, I think I'm going to do this for our upcoming season. I don't have all the answers yet, but is sending out a email that parents have to answer about what is your expectation of your child. I don't know if that's just in general. I don't know if that's per like, well, what's your playing expectation time, right? And then kind of, it's like, remember, we have, 10 players on a team. Everybody wants to play, but what is the expectation? What are your goals for your child in this season, right? And that way, they communicated their expectations with you. You know what the area they're coming from, and then maybe you can, if it's not realistic, you can, right,
Kind of move them down the right path.
move them
Yes.
right. Yeah, nice way to say that. Exactly right. And again, it's changing that mindset and how you approach the situation. But if you lead with empathy and understand, okay, this person is upset, or they're questioning things because they don't want their child to fail. It's their little baby, and how can we hear it from their perspective that will go a long way with resolving the situation and understanding those expectations up front.
Right.
And also your expectations.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
I expect them to be on time. Right. Don't yell at me that they're not getting playing time when you're not on time to practice. Right.
Right.
So setting your expectations that, they should come fully dressed, shoes on 5 minutes before, right? Get all of those expectations out as well. What you expect. I expect them to, say, yes, coach, no, coach, whatever that might be, however you want them to address you. Parents, the communication with parents, what is the expectation there? But it's really just, again, comes back honestly to the communications, the boundaries, showing empathy, having your coaching philosophy up front, so these to diffuse potential situations. And then at the end of the day, it's just building that trust.
It is. It's building that kind of you got to pour the cement before you build the second floor of the house. Go through those, summarize those again for us, Coach.
Yeah, just one is just understanding the parents' expectations. And you can do that just by asking them through a survey, which I haven't done, so I have full disclosure. I don't know how that works, but I did hear another coach do that with a lot of success, and it's something that I want to implement with our teams, to set that expectation up front. Set clear boundaries of, again, what playing time means, for example, the roles on the team that you, right? What your development plan is for the team, how you get more playing time, what takes playing time away. Like, just think through all of those issues. Use empathy, active listening, understand the root cause before you jump on someone. And then, at the end of the day, if we do all of these things right, we build trust. As long as you're transparent and you're honest, you'd be surprised how many of these situations just don't come up.
Yeah, and I think that's what parents are looking for. Parents are just want to know what's going on, to be honest with you. And that's going back. I think the theme of all three weeks, all three podcasts has been communication. Yeah. Over communicate, people. If I can give one bit of advice, over communicate.
Use that as your differentiator from, as a, you talk about the X's and O's and you want this special offense and defense, right, that no one else has, and you want the edge, right? But you use communication as your edge. And that in fact reminds me of Coach Elite Edge, our weekly coaches clinic. Go check them out at coachingyouthhoops.com/weekly clinics.
It's great. I'm telling you, I'm so proud of that clinic. Anyway, it's going to be, it's awesome. Come join us every week. You get something new.
And it's not just small.
It's not.
It's not, what's my favorite inbound play?
Yeah, it's not little stuff. It's substantial stuff that you'll use with your youth teams every day. So go over and check it out. Give that URL one more time, Coach.
Yeah, go to coachingyouthhoops.com/weekly clinic. Go check it out.
Till next week.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.